the very first page gives you just kind of a synopsis of what the big picture is. Then we have all the cast listed. And since this is an original musical and not something you've had the benefit of seeing before, I'm going to go through those with you as briefly as possible. Then after that, we're going to read some pieces from the script to give you an overview of that, okay? So there are singing and non-singing leads. There are singing and non-singing parts that are fun and awesome. And if you just want to be in the chorus, that's a welcome thing too, because it's going to be a great chorus. Robin has scored for youth voices 15 songs that are awesome, and we're going to count on you to help us make them contemporary and add beatbox and a little hip-hop here and there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's just go through the cast, shall we? Angel is basically our narrator for the most part. Angel has to be very engaging, very confident, able to talk to the audience in a way that he breaks that fourth wall. Angel and Angel's associates will break that fourth wall, as well as at one point in time, one other character. They relate to the audience and tell them some of the historical facts to help them understand some things throughout the play. Some odd things that are biblical customs, Angel will help with that. But Angel has another role. Angel is something today, he's an agent of God. We might call him today something like, I don't know, the Holy Spirit, but in a real theatrical way. So he appears to 3 of our characters, and we'll say more about that as we go through it. Angel's got to be gregarious and fun and willing to just jump out there and make an impression on the audience. Naomi is really the center of the story. The book of Ruth begins and ends with Naomi. And although you may think about the book of Ruth as this great love story, yeah, it's that for sure, but this play is really about God's work in the lives of Naomi, Boaz, and Rahab. So Naomi sings. She's got to show a wide range of emotion. Boaz is a wealthy agricultural professional and the anchor of the show. He is the generous man that restores the lives of a lot of people around him. He sings a solo. Ray is a well-meaning but intimidating woman, and you'll hear more about her today. She runs the business with her son, Boaz. She is the mother of Boaz, and she has a solo. Ruth has to be a really strong actor. We may or may not make her a soloist, depending on who we end up casting in that role. Well, there's a great Ruth song, but she's a younger woman, new in town, and she really demonstrates loyalty and what loyalty looks like in the way that she supports Naomi. Orpah is a very important character. Orpah has to be a strong soloist. She's in the beginning of the play, and it's not Oprah, it is Orpah. I understand there's a story that Oprah was accidentally named by the wrong name. It was supposed to have been Orpah. She tells that story. But Orpah is not only Ruth's sister, she's also her sister-in-law because they married brothers. She's in the beginning of the play and in the end with 2 powerful solos. So fewer lines, but powerful solos. Joe is the right-hand man. He's a kind, do-everything kind of person around the farm, and he also plays a role in matchmaking Ruth and Boaz. There are 4 women who in the very beginning are very snotty to Naomi when she returns to town, tell her she looks old and, whoa, how horrible she is. Then somewhere toward the middle, they begin to empathize with her, and they support Ruth in those endeavors, and at the very end, celebrate the birth of Obed. 4 women, strong speakers, all different characters. There are the Cornies. The Cornies are somewhat ambiguous character. They may be something like millennials who have chosen a nomadic way of lifestyle and work from anywhere. They may be entertainers that travel from town to town and take work wherever they can get it and entertain the crowds. They may be cornstalks for all I know. They are somewhat ambiguous, but this is the truth. Everybody loves them. They bring the celebration, and they lead the 2 big celebrations in the play. And you can see there are different characters there, from the matchmaker to the technical person to the leader of the band. The supervisors, I love the supervisors. They are snarky, they are fun. They unintendedly bring the comic relief to the show. Angel's associates, similar job description as Angel, although they do not appear to those 3 characters as an agent of God. They help share the narration through the show and break that 4th wall, and also have to be very gregarious and willing to reach out to the audience and talk to them personally to help bring this historical facts to life that are in the play. The merchant is a smaller but very important role. It's a speaking role. Relative no name, the description there is very accurate. He's annoying, but he's also funny. You know, hate to bring this up, but if you think of Joey and Friends, it's kind of that kind of attitude toward life. That's relative no name. Danny has 2 or 3 lines, but has a very important acting role throughout the play. And then there's the cast and chorus, and we couldn't do a musical without the whole chorus. We also want to engage crew. We've got some among our leadership people that are willing to help you get involved with building sets, learning to run some of the technical, the audio, and stage managing. So we've got 2 stage managers, as Robin announced, but they're going to need help. So there's opportunity for everybody. And I guess if Robin and I had a third goal, it would be to engage every one of you in something that you'll have a lot of fun doing. We'll have that hard decision of feeling like we're listening to God and putting the right person in the right role. But at the end of the day, you're all going to be happy with the role you have, and you're going to have a blast. We've done it too many times. The only difference is that we wrote this, and so it's a little more personal for us. And so we're just a little bit more excited about it. We're a lot more excited. I'm really calm right now, but I'm normally very excited about it. So that's the cast, and we're going to have a time later that you can ask questions. And then you see there's a sign-up form. And that sign-up form, if you know you want to be in the show, but you don't want to audition, fill it out for us and leave it with us today, or bring it to your audition. So if you go to that calendar page, which starts with Bigger Picture, written and produced and directed by Kim Ross and Robin Anderson, on that page, and drop on down, you'll see the calendar. Auditions are coming up this week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, at those times. We're going to ask you today, if you're able, to sign up for one of those 3 times. And you just come at 6 o'clock or noon, and we think it'll run a couple hours. If you want to audition for a solo, it might be a little bit longer. We plan to have callbacks on Tuesday and if needed on Wednesday, and we'll announce the cast on January 20th, and then boom, we kick off the next day with a full weekend of Friday evening and all day on Saturday of putting this show together for the first time. A read-through, food, fun, some spiritual integration into there, some social, maybe a little bit of choreography, maybe a little not set building, but scheming about the set, and some of those kind of things. So that's kind of where we're going. Then, if you go all the way down, you look at all the rehearsals, presentations, it's already on the church calendar. April 29th, May 1st, 3 presentations. Robin has this dream that we hope to bring to fruition, that maybe sometime in May or later in the summer, we will do a studio recording of the entire play. So, like I said to you when I came in and met with you in choir, you're going to bring these characters to life. I have in my head, Robin has in her head, what we think these characters are, but you're really going to bring them to life. You have the opportunity to really interpret them and make them what you want to be, and we hope to capture all that on some kind of recording. And then choir tour week. Robin's still working on that as far as what that's going to look like, but we're going to take the show on the road. Alrighty? Now, what we're going to do is have some of our production team and our leaders read through some pieces of the script, and I'm going to sort of narrate through the story for you. It's short. It's going to be about 22 to 25 minutes, but hopefully it will tell you the story. Okay? And I know we're old people up here reading it, but you get the idea. We know you'll do it much better, but at least you'll get the idea of some of the characters and what they're like. So, and Robin will sing the songs as we go through, and Robin has scored all of these songs, so they're ready. They're fully baked and ready to go. Anything else, Robin, that I needed to touch on?
Well, and just remember while you are listening, like for instance, when the angel speaks, that's just a fraction of what the angel is going to say. Because we're just doing a very shortened, so there's more to each of these parts, I believe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Angel probably has the most lines, so keep that in mind if you're interested in that. It's a lot.
Yeah. So Jason.
You got to steal the part from me.
Yeah, Jason is thinking that he can be the angel, and I said, no, that's got to be reserved for a real youth. So, sorry, Jason.
So we'll start off up here with Orpah and Ruth and Robin,
Okay.
and we're just going to start.
Okay.
Our story starts with a chant, and the chant is from the lineage of Jesus Christ, and it begins with Abraham, and it ends with Ruth. And it starts very quiet with some percussion, and we build it and build it and build it, and we hope to add some beatbox in there as it builds. And then right after the chant comes our first song. Remember, youth voices. Yes.
I was trying to agree with
Yes.
Long ago, this story of an awe-inspiring faith took these bold believers on a path they didn't want to take. Challenges surrounded them with pain and grief to spare, but the bigger picture won in time. This is the story we want to share. He knew all along God's faithfulness holds true. Their lives were in His hands as God carried out His plan. At the time they couldn't see how it could be, but He knew all along.
Yes, God knew all along. Welcome, I am Angel. My associates and I are your guides as we tell this story. This tiny book's 4 chapters contain a total of 85 verses, and 56 of those are dialogue. We'll use that dialogue in today's storytelling. And with most great stories that take to the stage, some of it is accurate and biblical, and other parts, well, those are from our imaginations.
Angel and associates continue, and here's the condensed version. It's a very dark time in Israel. Lots of famine, lots of violence, and poor Naomi, against all her best instincts, allowed she and her husband to move to the pagan town of Moab. She and her husband and their 2 young sons. If that's not sad enough, Naomi's husband dies. Her 2 sons grow up and they marry pagan women. Then her 2 sons die, and she's stuck with these 2 girls. At this point, she's sad, bitter, and destitute. She makes plans to go home to Bethlehem alone. The girls, Ruth and Orpah, however, have other ideas.
Come on, let's finish packing.
I can't.
What do you mean?
I am not leaving her. I'm going with her.
You're serious?
Yes, I will find a way to talk her into it.
Okay, but are you sure about that? She has gotten really mean and cranky, and I don't think you want to cross her. I don't have what it takes to be around her anymore.
Oh, Orpah, she pretends to be brave, but she is destroyed. We still have family, but Naomi, she's got no one. I won't leave her.
Okay, then I'm going with you.
No, Orpah, you stay and go back to the family. They have to take you in, and you can help them. Dear sister, I love you, and I know what waits ahead is hard, but I'm not afraid. In fact, I'm compelled to follow Naomi. It's something I must do.
Well, I want to help Naomi too, but I'm not like you. I am afraid.
It's a hard decision and a scary one, and I'm gonna do it.
Okay, this next song, Answer My Prayer, is sung by 3 girls, Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and... Tell me yes or tell me no, but please tell me which way to go. Lord, hear me and answer my prayer. I surrender to you, O Lord. My life is in your hands. I will put all my trust in you, now and forever. All my hope is in you, O Lord. I can't do this on my own. Help me find my way. Show me the right path that leads me to you.
You may know the story from there. Orpah goes back to Moab. Naomi and an insistent Ruth travel on to Bethlehem. I need the Naomi and the 4 women now. Naomi has been gone from her hometown for 10 years, and she's amazed at what has changed and what is just the same.
Naomi has been gone from her hometown for 10 years. She is amazed at what has changed and what is just the same.
I'm so sorry.
been gone such a long time. It's changed. I recognize very little. Nothing, really.
Wow, look at all this.
It's all so busy. The barley harvest must be soon.
Hey, I think they recognize you.
Look, is that Naomi? Not possible. She moved to Moab.
Wait, I think it is.
Well, sure is, and oh, isn't she looking sad?
Sad? Old is more like it.
Well, she did move off to that horrible pagan land, and her boys even married some of those heathens.
Harsh. Do they know we're right here?
What? Could this be our Naomi who left us?
And some things don't change.
And so on. Naomi falls into deep depression and struggles with her faith and the will to go on in a two-part monologue. Here's the first part of that monologue.
Bethlehem. Oh, Bethlehem, town of my youth. So many wonderful memories here. Why did we leave? I should have talked Emmerich out of it. I could have. Dear man, he was only trying to protect us from this famine, and we ran away, scared of what would happen. Meanwhile, our friends all survived, and I am all alone. Surely, God, this is your punishment, for all my family is gone.
I'm back. You okay?
Oh, yes. Let's go. It's just over there.
Great, let's get you settled in.
Ruth, thank you for making this journey with me. But I know Orpah and you, your family, are waiting there for you.
Naomi, I've been thinking.
Naomi and Ruth argue. Ruth gets her feelings hurt and leaves.
She knows it won't be long till she rests in God's arms, and with quiet confidence she prays. This is Naomi singing. I know my home's in heaven. What a day of joy that will be when I see the saints in glory by the crystal sea. And I know my home's in heaven when my life on earth is through, and I'll sing your praises every day as I worship you.
And here is where the mystery begins. As I said earlier, Angel is not just the narrator in our play, but an agent of God, what we might think of today as the Holy Spirit in a theatrical appearance. Angel appears individually to the characters of Naomi, Boaz, and Ruth in different times within the play. In each scene, Angel speaks encouragement into them with tenderness, familiarity, and vision, beginning with Naomi. And we won't see that scene today, but right after that scene with Naomi and Angel, Ruth returns. She wins the argument and the right to live with Naomi. And you know how she does this with her very famous monologue. By doing so, Ruth shows us what loyalty looks like. Now, the pace changes, and we are at the farm of Boaz, so we need associates and right-hand man.
We are running the race with God, and we're striving to be the best that we can be. At the end of the day, we will faithfully sing and give God our praise, 'cause we are running the race with God.
Life in early Bethlehem was all about the care and farming of the land. To the people of this time, land meant security.
This is the farm of Boaz, and there he is.
Everyone in Bethlehem knows him. He is a godly man with a reputation for giving to the community and running a successful farm with his mother, Ray. There she is.
And with his friend and right-hand man, Joe.
Here are the supervisors and some other employees and the Corny people. Yeah, you'll learn more about them later. I mean, this is a musical, so it's got to be a little corny, right?
So let's listen in on a conversation with Ray, Boaz, and Danny.
Boaz, I believe those new supervisors are slacking off quite a bit.
Really? What makes you think that?
They are always complaining.
Come on, Boaz, look at this place. You can do better.
And they have an attitude about everything.
Those supervisors, I'm telling you, Boaz, we don't need their kind.
Their kind? We need all kinds. They have different backgrounds, yes. They can be a bit rough.
Obviously.
Ugh.
Meet Joe, the trusted right-hand man of Boaz.
Hello, my friend. Have I told you lately how good it is to have you as my right-hand man?
Why, thank you, sir. Serving the people with you is my honor.
What a harvest. I think we may set some records with this season's crop, huh?
I know. And speaking of that, there's a young family on the other side of the ridge. They're in a bit of bad times right now, and I'm thinking we'll want to help them.
You know it. Do whatever you can to help them out, okay? Then also, you know the widow on Manger Lane? I have a bag of goods over there by the east barn for her. Can you drop those off tomorrow?
You bet. I am glad to do that. In fact, I can stop by there today.
Even better. Hey, are you and the family coming to the harvest party this evening? You know, the Cornies are leading the celebration, so it'll be fun. Good
We
food.
sure are. And thank you again, boss.
All right, let's get on out of here. The
Fields are waiting.
Let's hear more from Ray and her son, Boaz.
The Corny people leading the celebration tonight, Boaz? Really? What were you thinking? They're not like us. And frankly, not a good representation of us.
Mother, they work harder than anyone, and they certainly deserve...
Of course they work hard. They're migrant workers.
Yes, well, so why does that?
They're obsessed with corn.
I know, right?
Ah, Boaz.
It doesn't matter. I asked them to do it, and that's that. They are funny and talented. They'll get everybody in a mood to celebrate. I like them.
Well, I don't.
Obviously.
And now the Cornies.
Love that, Boaz. What a gorgeous man he is.
And a real looker, too.
But that mother of his, huh?
The Corny people leading this celebration? Really, Boaz? What are you thinking?
Yeah, she does not like us.
Yes. Okay, look, let's get popping. It's almost time for the sound check.
Right. We gotta be top crop tonight.
You bet we do.
Well said, my friend.
All right. See you over at the North Barn in 30. What are you wearing to the celebration?
How about shucks?
Is that okay to wear tonight?
Oh, yes. Makes you look so husky.
Sure, we've taken some liberties. It's theater. So here's how we imagine the wealthy and generous Boaz.
Lord, have I done enough? So many still suffer. I'm grateful for this land, which has put me, in a position to help them. Or have I taken too much? I put the work and business of this farm first, and I can't help it. There's still too much food insecurity. I've disregarded going after many of the things other men have, like a family, a legacy. No, I sometimes am alone, but you are always with me.
So this song is sung by, go ahead. This song is sung by Boaz, go ahead, with a chorus eventually.
I know your love is abundant for me, and I'm reminded you are my strength, Lord, you are my song. Through you I can do all
messenger appears again, this time to speak encouragement into Boaz and to paint a picture to help him imagine a life, a relationship that is unimaginable. You'll have to wait to see that one. Moving on. In the interest of time, I'm going to speed through a few scenes and just give you a quick blurb about them. Ruth goes to the market to purchase a pitifully small amount of bread to feed she and Naomi. At the market, she meets a very kind merchant who helps her. The merchant tells Ruth how to work for free food. We meet that rather rude but kind of funny character that we call Relative No Name. This is an encounter that Ruth will not forget, and neither will we. She talks Naomi into going to a harvest celebration with the promise of a free meal at a prominent farm of Boaz. Cornies? It's purposely unclear again who the Cornies are, but they teach us some good lessons about cultural acceptance.
You know, people just don't know what we can do.
People don't want to know what we can do.
We are different from most on this farm.
People don't like different.
Oh, look, forget about that. Tonight we have a chance to get them all in a happy mood.
To show them the gifts of God gave us.
To make them like us?
You know what? We are not going to worry about that tonight. We'll get them thinking about their blessings and having a good time.
Yeah, right.
What you'll hear next will come to life as you choose for it to come to life. You'll give it a better rhythm, and we're thinking a hip-hop style, and it's integrated with a little bit of a gospel tune. So Rob and I are going to do just a teeny bit of it, something like, in our world, there's feed corn and field corn and sweet corn.
Blue corn, purple corn, Indian corn, and sugar.
There are 6 types of kernels: flint, flour, dent, pop, sweet,
And waxy.
That's one of 3 sections of the lyrics, and it goes on in a similar corn-like fashion. Inserted in the lyrics is this tune.
God's love, God's love, God's love extends to all. God's love, God's love, God's love extends to all.
And that's a 3-part little thing there. Yep. And the 3rd section ends with,
corn is actually a vegetable, a whole grain, and a fruit. It's true. Just ask Alexa if you don't believe me.
This continues right into a harvest celebration with a really jazzy Amazing Grace, followed with a celebration that the Cornies lead, and a few things happen in this scene. Ruth and Boaz meet for the first time. Ray sees and snubs Ruth. Naomi agrees to allow Ruth to start working for food at Boaz's farm, and the Cornies play matchmaker. Let's meet the supervisors. I like the supervisors. I thought we did.
We do. Okay.
He was supposed to play it.
Okay, all right.
You want to do it?
No. Well, they will know that one.
They will.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the last verse of Amazing Grace. Sorry. Okay. 2. I got it. 1, 2.
When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Oh, than when we first begun.
And the supervisors, one is optimistic and compliant. The other 2 are snarky, don't know they are funny, comic relief of the play. They're always around, making faces, questioning authority, complaining, but not the least bit annoying. They're just made that way. Let's take a look at a couple of their scenes.
I am here to register for the gleaning.
Oh, you are? Hold on just a minute.
Hello and welcome. Please pardon our delay. We don't see many women out here alone, and my supervisor was not sure what the process was. You are new in town, yes?
Yes, I've moved to Bethlehem with my mother-in-law, Naomi. Please let me glean and gather among the sheaves behind the harvesters.
Sure, we can help you. I'll tell you what. Here are some groceries. You take this home to Naomi today. Come back early tomorrow, and I'll help you get started.
No, sir. I do not want charity, just an opportunity to glean behind your harvesters, as the law allows.
Yes, and we'll make certain that happens. As for this, well, it's more than my family needs.
Take it. Come back tomorrow. I'll make sure we're good to go for you to start gleaning.
For real?
For real.
Who is that?
The woman? She is registering to glean. She'll start tomorrow.
Make sure she's cared for.
Yes, sir. On it.
Who's Soup 3?
I think that was me.
A woman, really?
Right, bro. Next thing you know, she'll have my job.
We'll touch on a few more scenes and songs and move toward the finish. Here goes. About Ruth, the Soups say, she's that Moabite who came back from Moab with Naomi.
Yes, her name is Ruth. She registered with us last week.
Yes, she said, please let me glean and please let me glean and gather among the sheaves behind the harvest.
Yes, her name is, she gets here early and works all day, except for a short rest.
Here's where things get interesting. It's all about an ancient custom called Kinsmen Redeemer.
In this world where widows have no hope, it is the right responsibility of a relative to see that they are cared for.
But only a particular type of relative, the Kinsman Redeemer.
A Kinsman Redeemer has two responsibilities.
One is to transfer the property of the deceased male to his widow.
And two, marry the childless widow and raise children in the dead husband's name. This was to preserve the family line from being lost.
Turns out Boaz is from a clan of Elimelech. Remember Elimelech, Naomi's late husband?
Get to the point already.
Turns out Boaz is a relative. Did Naomi forget about this? We don't know. Kind of an important deal, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Obviously, God guided Ruth to the farm of Boaz.
Great job, boss. Thank you for your generosity.
By the way, I instructed the supervisors to give Ruth a little extra today to share more than just leftovers, but to do it in a way that does not seem awkward or embarrass her.
Oh?
Yes.
I see.
Makes sense, right?
Uh-huh. Sure does. You are right. It does make a lot of sense.
What?
You like her.
What? Yes, I do like her. I like her work ethic, her sense of responsibility, the way she has learned the business, made friends with everyone, and what's not to like about Ruth?
Oh, agreed. She's great. And I think she could be a real friend to you. I think she is a friend to you, sir.
What? Wait, what are you suggesting?
You like her. And I think she likes you the same.
Maybe. No. No way. She'd have no interest in an old man like me. She's got so much life in front of her and so much opportunity.
Okay, I know. But there is a bigger picture here. Just be open to God's ways.
Danny is the eyes and ears for Ray, Boaz's mother. Danny listens to that conversation and immediately runs to Ray to tell her what she heard. Ray storms right over to Boaz, and it's not pretty.
Moabite, have you lost your mind? Boaz, tell me what I'm hearing is not true. Tell me these observations are wrong. Oh, no. Boaz, you have so much going for you. People look to you. Think so highly of you. Now, don't risk it all for a pretty girl? A foreigner who is just looking for a free...
Mother,
Oh, no. So it's true. Our reputation, this farm, your standing in the community, for a heathen? What will people think of us? Of me? I cannot believe you would do this.
In case you don't know, our Ray is Rahab.
Oh, that's the angel.
Oops. I just like your part.
Yes, that's Rahab. Ray has a backstory that is difficult. If you were to Google the name Rahab, you would find a list of nonprofit organizations focused on freeing women from human trafficking. Truth. We don't know the circumstances that Ray got into her regrettable line of work in Jericho, but we do know what got her out.
Angel and associates go on to tell the true story of Rahab, the prostitute who was instrumental in helping the Israelites win Jericho, was spared, redeemed, and went on to marry well and give birth to Boaz. In all this, we learn Ray's true heart. See Angel visit her, speak encouragement into her as only Angel can, and then we are witness to her transformation. Here is a sample of Ray's solo.
Even though I fail sometimes, your love's alive in me. Even though I try my best, life often gets the best of me. Even though I walk in darkness, yours is the hand I'll hold. I will trust your love forever. I'll sing my praise to you, 'cause I'm standing in grace, God's amazing grace. My chains are gone, my sins erased. Your love flows through me. I've been set free. I stand amazed. Oh, I've been changed with amazing grace.
Meanwhile, back at Naomi's place,
Wash, put on perfume, and get dressed in your best clothes. Then go down to the threshing floor. But don't let him know that you are there until he has finished dinner and retires for the evening. Note the place where he is sleeping. Then go and uncover his feet. Say, spread the corner of your garment over me.
What? No. Oh, I am not doing that. No.
Ancient customs are odd to us today, but listen, there's a beautiful meaning in these words, and all of this is done honorably within the customs of this culture.
Uncover his feet was a means to gently wake Boaz and a symbolic way to approach him tenderly and with humility.
Spread the corner of your garment over me meant to ask him to assume the responsibility for her care as her husband.
Basically, Naomi is suggesting that Ruth proposed to Boaz, and she has every right to ask this of a kinsman redeemer.
And I can tell you like Boaz.
Of course I like Boaz. Everyone likes Boaz. I like his work ethic, his sense of responsibility, the way he runs his business and makes friends of everyone, and I mean, what's not to like about Boaz? But I am foolish to think he would have any interest in me, a foreigner.
There is a bigger picture at work. Just be open to God's ways.
I will do whatever you say.
It's settled then. You will ask him to marry you tonight. Now let's find you something special to wear.
so we're going to skip the whole proposal scene and share that at another time. So let's fast forward one last time with these headlines. Ruth gets the courage to propose. Boaz says yes, but there's one problem. Boaz challenges old relative No Name and wins the right to marry Ruth. There is a wedding. Orpah, Ruth's sister, comes to the wedding where she and the women sing a gorgeous ballad.
May you see the beauty of each sunrise. May you feel God's love as it sends. Let the breezes come, but oh so gently. Let the wind be always at your back. And even though storms are bound to come, after rain surely comes the sun. And just know the love you feel today has been blessed by God.
has a grandson.
Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a kinsman redeemer.
God brought Naomi, Boaz, and Ray back from devastation, loneliness, and shame to honor of being direct ancestors of the Messiah.
And their little town of Bethlehem was the birthplace of Obed, and was also the birthplace of his grandson, King David. And 28 generations later, in this same family line, the birthplace of Jesus.
Some things are hard to explain. For example, Boaz died within days of the wedding and never saw Obed. Sad, right? But you know what the Hebrews considered even more tragic, dying without a son. Here's another. Joseph, as in Mary and Joseph, is a direct descendant of Rahab. Yep, it's right there in the genealogy of Jesus in Matthew 1. And speaking of Rahab, centuries later, Hebrews chapter 11, known as the great heroes of the faith, recognizes Rahab. She is one of only 2 women named there.
Let's wrap this up, please. Come on already.
Are you done?
Okay, just one more. No, wait. We'll save that for the real show. Yes, some of the things are hard to explain. We cannot know the end of the story until the end of the story comes. That's hard. That takes faith. Yet here's what we know. We can trust God's bigger picture, for God is still at work.
Time to celebrate. 2.
Whoa, do you hear it calling? Do you hear God's clear melody? Whoa, do you hear God sweetly singing, calling to you and to me? Oh, little town of Bethlehem, inspire us again, we pray. God's providence is still at work and leading us today. All through the generations, the faithful He's redeemed. Fill us with light, help us live right, and always to believe. Whoa, do you hear God calling? Do you hear God's clear melody? Whoa, do you hear God sweetly singing, calling to you and to me? Calling to you and to me. Calling to you and to me.
Let's give our readers a hand. Now, we know that was a really dry reading, but since you have not had the opportunity, because this is a new musical, to see it or hear it anywhere else, we wanted to give you a little overview. So Robin and I want to open it up for questions real quickly, and then we'll wrap up. Questions, anybody? Who's going to be in the play? Come on. Yay, yay. Okay. Well, I guess we've got no questions. Sure. We expect that people will have conflicts. We would just like to know about them up front so we can plan for rehearsals that are fruitful. In other words, not everybody will have to be at every rehearsal, but we don't know who will be until the show is cast. Once it's cast, we will plan and work through certain scenes with each rehearsals. So if we know your conflicts up front, we'll work around that. Make sense?
Yes, and also it says Sundays from 3 to 5. 4 o'clock is that's when everybody, chorus, everybody would be. 4 o'clock is a normal choir time. 3 o'clock would be for the people that have specific parts, and it won't always be the same. It's not like you're always going to be on. 4 o'clock is still the time for the general choir.
So if you're interested, you should plan to be at all of them, yet give us conflicts that you have, and we'll work with those. Make sense?
Unless it's like the performance night. That's a bit of a challenge.
Anything else? Hope you like the story. I think it's inspired, and I think you're going to have a blast doing it. Yeah. we anticipate for choir tour that we will need understudies because not everybody may be available to go on the road that first week of June. So the answer is yes.
Sydney? Not yet.
Okay, it's on the paper, but for auditions, very good question. We have some sample scripts. Debbie and Rick has them. Rick and Barbara have them at the back. Those are some scripts that you can practice, and those will be what you read from in the first round of auditions. So you might want to take one of those if you want to audition for a speaking part. If you want to audition for a solo, prepare 20 to 30 seconds of a song that you think sounds good in your voice, unaccompanied. Come plan to sing that. If you have a solo, we might keep you just a little bit longer on those evenings. Any other questions about auditions? We want to make auditions fun. Don't be scared. You know, I really believe in a good experience all the way from auditions to performance. So we want to bring out the best in you and make you proud and fun and have fun with what you're doing. Other questions? I just left the Facebook Live, didn't I?
Huh? Yes.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Well, I think they probably heard you.
Okay. Well, then let's just wrap up. Yeah, sure.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Kim, for putting your heart into writing this, and Robin into scoring it, and all the hours I know that y'all have already put into it. So I know that the kids are going to be super excited because they're just excited to be able to go hit the road and kind of do this and come together for this. So we appreciate your time that you're putting into this. I just want to make sure everybody knows that we are having a potato bar, so please stay and eat with us tonight. We would love to have y'all. So that's it.
Okay. So hold on. So auditions are on Thursday. I don't think right now, do we have a sheet that says I'm coming? It would be helpful to know when you're planning on coming. Yes. So.
I can write out a sheet real
Okay.
quick and do it. What are
Okay.
the time increments that
So
you wanted
before
at?
you leave, sign up for one of these times.
Me.
Thursday evening from 6 to 8. We'll run to 9 if we need to. Friday evening from 6 to 8. We'll run to 9 if we need to. And Saturday from noon to 2. Okay? If you really want to audition and you really can't come to those times, let us know. We'll work with you.
And the audition it's going to be more than just Kim and I that are in the audition. There's.
Yeah, you'll see when you pick up a script, at the very end of the script is the list of all the names of the people on the audition panel. Scary people. Yeah.
Super scary.
So do you want them when they're signing up for it to be time increments, like on that Thursday?
It's from.
Show up on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hang around if you have any questions that you don't want to raise your hand and ask. I'll be glad to address those with you as well as Robin.
And like all the songs, it sounded like there was one part. It's not that way. There's harmony, there's multiple voices singing. Most of the songs have the chorus in them. There's just a couple of times when there are soloists, and then there's more to it.
Yeah, I'm rallying for I'm Reminded, which is a gorgeous ballad. And if you hear that on SoundCloud, it's got guitars, it's gorgeous. I'm rallying for that one to be a men's chorus.
Yeah, but that it will be a male voice, obviously. So, because it's Boaz. So, yeah, well, could be. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. All right. Huh? Oh, Matt Gaston was supposed to be here. Okay, I don't see him either. Okay. All right. Sarah, you want to pray us out? Okay. Got to put you on the spot.
That's fine. Okay, let us pray. God, once again, we thank you so much for the talents in this room, all the ways that we have the ability to glorify you, God. Help us to just be excited, to spread your word, and to bring this message to the community. Let this be a time where we can glorify you and grow closer with one another. Bless this food that we're about to eat, and bless this community, and let it be all in your name. And that's all. We pray all of this in Jesus' name, amen.